In a vast and infinite multiverse, where magic courses through the very fabric of reality, the greatest of mages gather on the field of battle to engage in a duel of epic multiplayer proportions. Leading their armies into battle, backed by their trusted and most skilled commander, ready to do whatever it takes to emerge victorious and live for the adventure. And now, dear friends and fellow gamers, step right up to RIW Hobbies Legendary Showdown, a thrilling tabletop experience like no other. Here, you'll witness the most epic and unforgettable battles where fate hangs in the balance, and every move could mean the difference between triumph and defeat, right within the very walls of the game store. So gather your forces, hone your skills, and prepare to enter a world of magic and mayhem. Here are your hosts, Brian and Ryan.
All right. Hey guys, welcome to the Legendary Showdown. We're finally live, Brian.
This is awesome.
So let's talk about the show today. It's Pauper Commander, right?
Yeah, we're doing Pauper Commander. We had a big 1K Pauper Commander tournament last month.
Oh yeah,
we both played in that one. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Pretty much hooked on this format now. It's a lot of fun.
You guys probably remember our podcast we did with the PDH guys a couple months back, where we really got into Pauper Commander and really brought the community out here at RIW. So it's really nice to see a lot of our friends today playing the format. Brian and I are always jamming games and talking online about Pauper Commander. We have people from the RIW staff always talking to us about it, so it's kind of cool just to kind of see this kind of blossom into something big here.
Well, I guess we should start off by introducing ourselves too. So,
yeah, I guess.
I'm Brian DeMars.
I'm Ryan Sparks.
We're also joined by my good friend Martin Innes.
Hi, how's it going?
Martin and I have actually been friends since when? We were just talking about this.
We can trace it back to playing Magic in 1994-ish. Right? For context, I can remember trading an unlimited Berserk for a Beanie Baby at one point to give you like an approximate chronology there.
I got the Beanie Baby.
Yeah. I got a card that was since reprinted.
Now, is it on your collectible shelf that you always display on Twitter?
It's not. I didn't keep the Beanie Baby collection. I moved on to more Magic the Gathering collectibles.
All right, well, got to do Martin proud here and put it up on your shelf next to the guitar we gave you. So, all right, so this is Jalin. Jalin's actually a longtime Commander player here at RIW. Pam came to me one day and was like, "Why don't you bring Jalin on?" I was like, "Yeah, that's a great idea." He's friends with our buddy Marcus that's been on the show with us. He's the reason for that annoying monkey deck and why RIW has the banana tokens. So it's his fault that RIW has gone bananas. So
I'll take responsibility for that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Want to talk a little bit about how you got into Magic or anything like that?
So when I played back in like 2010, played with a bunch of guys in sub school.
Okay.
Maybe. Then 10 years go by, my buddy was like, "Hey man, let's pick up Magic. Yu-Gi-Oh's not really that great anymore." I was like, "All right, cool. I'm just gonna get my dusted stuff, you know."
Nice.
And here we are.
Yeah, here we are, man. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
All right, Brian. What else we got?
Well, I think we should talk a little bit about this format because it's a little bit different than regular Commander is. And we'll get some viewers today who just want to see some Pauper Commander played out. So
we got 16 Commander damage versus our normal 21. We got our 30 life that we're starting with. We got all the cards in the deck have to be a common, right?
I think you started specific instead of broad. The biggest difference is that your commander can be any uncommon creature that has been printed, and it does not need to be legendary. So you basically start your commander deck with an uncommon creature in your command zone, and then every card in the main deck of your deck has to be printed at a common in some set.
Yeah. I
So you
mean, there's
got
some cool ones out there.
Yeah, so you got a deck of all commons and then an uncommon creature in the command zone that does not need to be legendary.
Yeah.
And then, as Ryan was saying, a little bit different. There are some slightly different rules variations where instead of starting with 40 life points, you start with 30 and 16 commander damage instead of 21.
Yep.
Anything else?
I think that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty much the same rules as Commander, right?
Oh, and there's a very small band list for this format.
Mystic
There's
Study and Mystic Remora.
only 2 cards. So,
And if you're one-on-one, it's Oubliette.
and Oubliette is banned in one-on-one.
Rules Committee, let's change that. All right, well, let's talk about what else you want to talk about Pauper Commander? What have you liked about it?
Well, for me, I really appreciate like sort of the power level of the cards coming down a little bit.
Yeah.
And getting to play more combat-based commander, where attacking and blocking like tends to matter a little bit more. Like when I play regular commander, a lot of times like I'm trying to do the stuff where you're just ignoring people. And this format, the cards aren't powerful enough to just ignore people. Like you actually need to really be engaged with what's going on the battlefield at all times.
That's very true. I think that with this format, I think that it brings out the skills in a lot of the commander players, right? Because you're not able to play with those money cards. You have to think on your feet here. Especially, I've seen that in the 1K when we did the 1K with the Pauper Commander. It's like the players that I normally would see that play, outside of our PDH friends that traveled from all over the country to be here. Big shout out to them. And it's just to see these commander people just have these money cards, Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, but you can't. You got your, you can't even have Soul Ring. No, you can't. And it's like you got Arcane Signet, thankfully. And thankfully that card was printed in the Brawl decks, but, outside of that, you don't have the cards that people are going to jump to just to win the game real quick.
I think the other big one is because the cards in your deck are all common. Something that's specifically not typically printed in common are really good board sweepers.
Oh yeah.
So the board sweepers that are available tend to be kind of like do 2 damage to something.
There's
Things get
situation.
minus
Yeah.
2, -2. But there's no like farewell or Chroma's
Damnation.
Vengeance,
Yeah.
like cards like that just blow up everything on the board and restart.
Yeah.
So the games tend to get like a little more. Is entrenched the right word? Maybe like the games.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that's fair. Yeah. I think that without those board wipes, I think it really is interesting because it's like I said earlier, you got to think on your feet, right? What are you going to put in your deck to get that board sweep out there? I mean, thankfully, Drowned Sorrow got reprinted as a common, but we can scry now with a board wipe. It's nice, but it's little things like that. It's like, okay, what am I gonna do to build this deck now? Well, how can I make the 99 work with just commons? And that's where I see a lot of people having fun with, because it's like they'll play cards that have just been sitting in their shoebox, and now they are gold, to them. So it's awesome.
There are like 30 cards in this deck that I had forgotten existed.
Really?
So,
Okay,
yeah,
30.
yeah.
That's
And then
pretty
when
good.
I was thinking on theme and trying to find stuff, I was like, oh yeah, I could run X. Oh,
Yeah.
I guess Y does do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Nice. Okay. And you bought like 30 cards before the match started today, right? Or the zero, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I gotta run up to RIW real quick and finish my deck. I got 32 cards to
Yeah,
slide
I know
in.
one of the things that I found in my old collection from Meridian Besiege was go for the throat.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a common now
alright,
too.
Cool.
That actually was a star for me when I was playing in the event, the 1K. That really helped my Abominational Llanowar deck out for some removal. So
I really like deck building for this format a lot. It's a lot of fun.
yeah,
I love that
Challenge
it's
is
not a
definitely
salt
there.
format, basically.
yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
So we do have a question.
Sure.
How long until we see anti-pop You only play with mythics.
Well,
And it came from Dexterous?
Dexodus.
Dexus? Yeah.
only Mythics.
Only
Tell him
Mythics.
if he's funding that episode, then we will play that for him.
Man.
Wow.
So, I guess we'd. What else do we want to do? What do you guys just building your decks? Brian made you make this deck, right?
Oh no, well, it's Brian's fault, but nobody held a gun to my head.
Mostly things are, but let's be honest here when it comes to building decks. But
I had been told about the Pauper 1K, and honestly, I had just been like, I had been looking for a format where I could interact with Magic on my own terms.
Okay.
I was tired of, there's 8 releases every year for Commander, and it got to drop $80 per in order to stay current with the format, and it was just getting kind of tiring. And then I was told about this, where everything is honestly really chill and affordable, and the format does not massively change from release to release. And
Yeah.
it seemed really appealing to me.
and that's one thing we forgot to mention is the value. You can build a really good deck in this format for under $100.
What other format can you do that in? Literally,
You really can't.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Pauper,
Not even
Paupers,
Pauper.
Paupers like now you can't anymore, right?
Yeah.
You can't really do that anymore. You
value in
could
it.
before, but not anymore. Now all the cards are going up because they're not printing them.
Pauper's got its own like money cards now, like
Yeah.
Snuff Out,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Lotus Petal and stuff. And those,
Yeah.
but those aren't really cards you need for the Commander format.
No, you
Those are more
don't.
like one-on-one cards.
Yeah, I did slide that in my deck though. So.
Did ya?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Moneybags.
Blame Gonti. He's the Lord of Luxury.
I'm also going to say real quick to the person, Truce, I think it is.
Yep.
My comment on your banning the initiative in Pauper, no. No
So
banning the initiative.
that brings me to the next thing. We forgot to introduce Justin. Justin's our awesome live streamer here. He's the magician, I guess I want to say, that made all this work today, that made us go live, right? So he's sitting in the hot seat to answer all your questions and help us out throughout these streams going forward. And I hope we can keep, Brian, me, and Justin going with these events and making you guys feel like you're part of the team here live. So. Yeah. Do you want to just get into talking about our commanders and give them a show?
I think so. I think it's time.
Yeah,
I think we've covered the basics of the format, so
I think so.
I think now people probably want to know what we're going to be playing today.
Did you bring me some scissors to clip its wings?
No, but I took it out of the sleeve.
Oh, that's kind of scary. Okay.
You want to sleep? I got an extra.
No.
He's got a sleeve. He just took it out. He's feeling bold. So tell us about Baleful Strix, Brian.
So I'm playing Baleful Strix, and my deck is a pretty controlling blue-black strategy. I have quite a bit of like mana acceleration in my deck, and I kind of build up. flavor.
Man,
It's really
Alright.
good. It tastes like someone melted a bomb pop into
Kick
it.
Hold on a
off.
second, but I think they can hear us now.
yep.
We good chat?
Just let us know if we're okay. There we go. They can hear us
Good
now.
chat. Awesome. Thanks, chat.
Yep. So Ryan, we got
Yeah.
you
So
built up right now. So you want to?
did they hear Brian's?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So we're going back to Gonti. Gonti here is the Lord of Luxury. He's a all-star from my Marin deck, right? As soon as this card got printed, I ran to Brian and I had to message him right away just to tell him, hey, the downshifted Gonti, guess what's coming? Well, he's here now, hopefully to pack a punch. He's got Death Touch. He's a 2/3. And when he enters the battlefield, I can look at any top 4 of anyone's library. I can exile one of the cards face down, and then put the rest on the bottom of the library. I can cast this card as long as it remains exiled of mana of any color. So one thing I found out is Gonti does not have to be on the field to cast it, which is cool. So that makes it awesome. There are other cards out there that you have to have this, but Gonti does not have to be. So that's kind of cool.
Seems good.
Yeah. We want to ask Martin what he's playing.
What are you playing, Martin?
I'm so glad that you asked. One of the things when you guys told me about this format was I started racking my brain for kind of like things, strategies, weird mechanical oddities that weren't viable in regular Commander but might be viable in Pauper Commander. And so I started taking a look at the background creatures, and I decided I wanted to play Viconia Drow Apostate with Master Chef. So Viconia is a 2/3 for 3. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 4 or more creatures in your graveyard, return a creature at random from your graveyard to your hand, choose a background. And then Master Chef, commander creatures you own have this creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, and other creatures you control enter the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. So it gets me in green-black, which is one of my favorite 2-color combinations. It enables a lot of really kind of grindy mid-range value strategies. And there are some silly combo synergies with Master Chef too.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Jalin. You're up.
I am playing the Corpse Appraiser. I've always been a fan of vampires, so I was like, all right, let's do that
yeah.
one. When he enters the battlefield, I can exile up to 1 target creature from a graveyard. If a card is put into exile this way, I can look at the top 3 cards of my library, then put one of those cards into my hand and the rest in the grave.
Very cool.
So,
Yeah, sounds like we're all playing a little bit of Splash of Black and a little bit of Graveyard love or Top Deck love.
Very swampy meta here.
Yeah, I like it. Should have brought your Swamp Walks.
I actually think I do have 1 Swamp Walker.
Uh-oh. So, cool, man. Let's kick it over to the overhead view if you don't mind, Justin. Let's begin the game if you guys are ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Little shout out. We got both Scarecrow and the PDH pod watching us.
Awesome.
Nice.
Thank you guys for coming out.
And Scarecrow's actually excited to see Jalen's Corpse Appraisal. Apparently he played
nice.
a deck of it and didn't like it, so he's eager to see what you got.
Okay.
Very cool.
As you guys can see, we got the nice above view. You can see where everyone's sitting.
Yeah.
You guys ready to start?
Ready to start,
Ready
man?
to go. Let's figure out who's going first.
Let's roll the die.
What are we doing? The
Roll
2
your big
boys?
die. Come on, roll your big guys.
2 big boys?
Big
or
boys.
The,
2
20?
big boys
2
there.
big boys.
Yeah.
All right. 9.
9. I don't think I can come back from that one. 8.
Not with that attitude.
7. Oh,
Certainly not.
close.
Gotta get a 7. That's my favorite, right?
5. We skipped a number, but we're close.
Yeah, close.
All right.
We did our best.
All right, Jalin.
All right.
You're up.
Give me a
You
cut.
want to give me a cut?
Nah, you're fine.
Okay.
Look, I'm ready to
Playing for nothing.
New sleeves. Who does?
Yeah. Feel ya. There you go. New sleeves, I couldn't put it right, but
Man. So much going on.
all right.
Let's have fun.
I gotta take a mulligan with this. All that shuffling just for a mulligan.
Let's hope I don't have to mull.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna mull too.
Oh, cat hair. Got it.
I'm gonna take a mole too.
We shuffled too long.
Yeah.
We're waiting to get started. Over shuffle.
better now. All right.
Give you a lucky cut there.
Thanks.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I guess let me know when everybody's ready.
Was this worse? It's worse now.
Yeah, I know.
I have lands and spells I will keep.
I have one land, so I'll go for one more.
Yeah, I gotta throw this back again. God damn it. Sorry.
So we're going to 6.
I have lands.
Might as well, while you guys are shuffling, I already said something in the chat, but someone announced his name all of a sudden. But they would love to see. They were thinking of doing a Fury or Sir Conrad deck.
Ooh,
Sir Conrad would be cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I definitely know that there's some craziness
Give
that
me
can
a couple
happen.
I'm going to definitely ask for one this time.
Do the top
Yeah,
7.
there we go.
There you go.
Thank you.
I will keep for fear of what will happen if I don't.
Same. And okay. Good enough, I guess.
Now I feel ungrateful. I should have kept the first.
All right, cool.
All right. Everyone's ready.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. Draw for turn. I will play a island and pass.
To me, okay. I just realized the token I don't have in here. I'm gonna draw it and pass to Brian. So, swamp, blood fountain.
Ooh.
Create a little blood token.
Oh, hey, look at that, Jalin with the save.
My turn.
Yes, yep. Thank you.
On the back there is a treasure.
Island, pass.
Okay, cool.
Draw for turn. Let's go Opal Palace Expedition map. Go ahead.
A swamp. And I will pass.
Swamp. We'll do a little ramp action with Thought Vessel. Ooh. Yes.
This was kind
End of your tournament cycle, Lonely Sandbar.
Seems good.
Draw a turn. Play Swamp, Charcoal Diamond. Develop my mana a little bit.
Hard
Yes,
to be
sir.
mad.
Thought Vessel should be good.
Okay. So snow-covered forest, pop
Yeah,
expedition map.
I knew that. I never played it.
Okay, sorry. I'm gonna go get a green-black duel. You can go ahead.
All right.
There it is. Woodland Cap.
A2. Foretail.
Mm.
And the swamp. With
That's a
the
pretty
Izzy.
swamp.
Way
Where's that
it
from?
works. March? No, oh, you want? I'll pass.
Cool. All right. Swamp. Looking at Brian over here, just making sure.
What is this? Is nonsense time?
It's nonsense time.
All right.
So you get to look at 4.
Yep.
Tea already.
Okay. Exile that there.
What did you say, exiled?
No, let's go to the bottom.
Now he can play whatever that is at any moment.
Yep. I will pass.
Best part about that is they don't get to know what you get rid of.
Oh yeah, exactly. Brian's probably going, what did he get rid of mine?
Question mark.
Play Baleful Strix. Serum Visions. Draw.
It's a nice term visions.
2. And that's it for me.
That's the card I forgot today. Zero ambitions.
Gonna play Woodland Chasm. Then, I guess, for lack of other viable plays, we played Devoted Druid. Go ahead.
Upkeep. Draw. Jalin, you can cut my deck more often.
Play a swamp. Tap for Grixis. Nothing's in the grave. There is stuff in the grave.
I have stuff, but it's not creatures.
It's not a creature.
Let me move my command zone over here. Makes a little more sense.
The card was put in exile this way, so no cards were exiled because it has to be a creature. That's important. Text. At that point, I do pass.
Play a swamp for turn. We are going to cast the card I took from Brian.
Oh boy. What'd you get?
Watching the Soul Ring.
Flashback Marauder.
Ooh. Okay.
Fearful.
That's tough.
Fair.
Sacking your
Yeah.
Flashback Marauder.
Oh, there's a creature in the grave?
Yep. And then, did you
Can I
have a creature?
for-
Do you have a creature?
In the grave?
No,
Or
on
in
your
play?
board.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
we have to sack it.
Oh, Flashback Marauder. Right.
Sorry.
I got
No,
flashbang.
just-
Flashbagged.
I'll tell you what I'll do.
So you're now a target, right?
Of course, I'm the target. I am going to crack my blood token, your blood token,
Very well.
discard a card to my graveyard, Stinkwood Imp, or Imp, yep,
Yep.
and I'll draw a card,
Okay.
and then I will go to combat. I will roll the magical dice over here, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Martin, you're taking 2 commander damage, sir.
All right.
And 2 damage. We'll just flicker down here for counters. We'll go Gonti with the skull here, and we'll give you 2.
Thank you.
Yep. Pass to Brian.
You guys tried to use life tap?
I haven't
On
used
that.
that yet. I just like this because you can make people the monarch and everything else.
It does that.
Oh,
Like,
that's
even
cool.
tracks poison count.
We'll have to check that out after this.
Really good.
That's very cool. So far, the deck's working better than what did I have before?
Judge?
I'm gonna play Careful Study.
I had the rat that reanimated stuff, the flip rat.
Oh, okay.
You can flip it around and reanimate. Kind of early to say that, but I just say because I never drew a land in that deck. I never drew any good creatures. Couldn't play anything, so I just tore it apart. It's got some of the guts, but
Slate of Pain.
good card.
Island. Bonder's Ornament.
Nice.
And I will pass the turn.
How about that?
It is a very good card in this
Upkeep, draw
format.
for turn.
This format likes this.
Let's go. Snow covered swing.
Unless someone else has one. Then you're making friends with people and they're drawing cards.
Kadoma's Reach. 86, so I'll make this nice and simple. We'll go get a forest and a swamp. I'll shuffle that in a second, I promise.
Judge? Is that going in order?
Put the swamp in, forest to hand, and then you can go. And I'll just shuffle them.
Should have 5. Yeah, you know.
Oh, thank you, Scarecrow. He brought up the Nuzumi Grave Robber. I couldn't think of the name. Was a good card while it lasted, but it was one of the slower ones.
86 versus non-basic.
I can pay 5. 1 red. 4 colors. Rapacious Dragon. Cautious.
Good one.
Key 2 keys. I get 2 treasures.
Let's go.
And pass.
Draw off return. Play a swamp. There you go. Big dice. Can I see your graveyard, Brian? Thank you.
I would be questioning why.
I think he's the only one with a substantial graveyard. I'm gonna borrow one of those instances of sorcerers. Yeah, paying 4.
Diregraph Horde. When he enters the battlefield, I create 2/2 black zombies. Yeah, do you have a zombie token I can do? If you don't, I can draw a little zombie for everyone with my infinite tokens here. You can see my Picasso.
Quote me on it. My deck's
Awesome. If not, I mean, I can just move this along.
just thought about that.
Here's what I'm gonna do. 2/2. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Oh, I think we're good.
Okay, because I can go grab some too.
No, you're good. We're good. Yeah, thank you, man. So I have 2/2 black zombies. Here's the the caveat is they have decayed, so I can't block with them, and then I attack with them. I have to sacrifice them at the end of combat. Right. However, they're summoning sick. I will go to combat with Ganti, and I already poked Brian. I'm not going after the dragon guy over there. I could. I mean, I kind of want to. You know what? Jalin, Ganti's coming at you.
For 2
With the death touch.
with Death Touch, you know. I think I'll take that.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Is that it for your turn?
That's it for my turn.
Step on to consider.
You're gonna consider your end step? My end step?
I'm gonna play the Burglar Rat,
Nice.
or as I like to call it, the Bugler Rat, because that's what I thought it was.
So I had to exile 2 cards from my graveyard.
Oh, which two do you want?
Sorry, Sleight of the Hand and the Fleshback Marauder. That's why I was looking at your graveyard.
So
That's the
all my
cost.
opponents discard a card.
Discard.
Still in this deck, chat.
Discard a mountain.
Man, what am I discarding? Good. Chain Devil?
Then I'm gonna play Siphon Mind.
Okay.
Each other player discards a card, and I draw a card for each card discarded this way.
Okay. Frozen Tusker.
So I'll draw 3.
Sign in Blood.
Then I'm gonna play a tap land and pass turn.
Alright.
I thought you were gonna make me discard it.
Tap. Draw for turn.
There isn't one that costs 1. I wish there was a card that was just like 1 mana sorcery. Each player discards a card.
Right?
Discard a Evolving Wilds.
But I think everyone at the
Place
table is
Forest.
fine with discarding in Reanimator decks.
So let's pay 3 to put Master Chef into play. And then let's pay 3 more to put Viconia into play. Comes into play with a +1/+1. Unless, sorry, do you have a response?
No,
I saw you reaching for an
I
island.
was
I got
just
scared.
doing some stuff.
Couple of things.
Yeah. Do you have a?
There's a
Okay,
3/4. And that's my turn.
And I'm just curious. Do you have to play him in that order?
Yeah, if I want the token on him.
Right. Okay. Just figured I'd ask.
Mhm.
Let's keep draw. Pay 5. Recast Corpse Appraiser. And this time I have targets. That thing you discard. Creature in or you had discarded.
Yep, Chain Devil.
Yeah, chain double.
You get it?
No, it's exiled.
Oh, okay.
And if a creature was exiled that way, I can look at the top 3 of my library, put 1 into my hand, and the rest in the grave. putting Plundering Barbarian and Favor Imp. Man, that commander damn. Land for turn, which would be Demir Aqueduct. Bounce. Swap. And go to and swing the air for 3.
I'll take it.
And I shall pass. It's only fair.
No, yeah. I don't blame you. I would have done the same thing. One, two, three, 4. Scrapwood Rager. When it enters the battlefield, I draw a card and I lose 1 life.
Okay.
Seems good. Did I play it? No, I did not. I remember Brian made me discard all my cards. Swamp for turn. And then hey buddy. We're gonna come at you this time. I got you for a 2/3 and a 3/4 Diagraph Horde.
I'll block the 3/4.
Does it have that touch?
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
So I take 2.
Yep. And then slide this guy down, give you a little skull sticker. You take your 2. I'll go to end step and pass.
Swamp. Crypt Rats.
All-time great. Love that card.
And that's it for me.
Does that activate an instant speed or sorcery?
Instant.
Alright.
What is it?
What's Crypt Draft do again?
Pestilence on a body.
It's X. Crypt Rat deals X damage to each creature and players spend only black mana this way. And I have 4 black abilities.
Let's see. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Lead the Stampede. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You can reveal any number of creatures. Put those into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order.
Mind if I read it?
Oh, I just
Crypt Rats. Go ahead.
just hurt my own feelings. That's so sad for me. I'm gonna put Spore Frog and Wirewood Guardian into my hand. Well,
Excellent.
Fortunately,
Spore
gonna
Frog's
put
my favorite.
Sprout Swarm on the bottom of my library.
It's okay, Spore Frog's better.
Yeah. And then, since there's almost no reason not to, I'm gonna play the Spore Frog, which gets a +1/+1 counter. And then, in the interest of keeping things moving, I'm gonna come at you with my 3/4 commander. No keywords, just some body.
Walk it with the Rager.
So be it. Your turn.
Out of curiosity, how many creatures do you have in your graveyard so far?
2, I think. Yes, 2.
Your card is a 3/4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. 2. Possibility. And 2 cards. Pay 2 for Firebrand Archer. Whenever I cast a non-creature spell, it pings everyone for 1.
It's good.
Hey Jalin, just so you know, you should probably speak a little louder because you're cut
Okay.
out on the mic.
Okay. Alright. Use my big boy voice. This will work.
Yep. Well, sorry, 2/2. Oh, you're talking the card drafts?
The rat.
Yeah.
Corpse Raiser comes way.
My way?
No, my way.
Oh, okay.
Because you only got that one creature, right? And then you got the background. Yeah.
Yep.
We'll do Corpse Raiser here.
Okay.
And the dragon in there.
I'll deal 4 to everything.
Response to that. Immediately did that and it sacrifices it.
Yep.
Okay. In response to that, I will pay one treasure in black. I'm gonna feign death on my corpse.
You get a treasure token.
No.
Is that the wrong one?
He comes
Yeah.
back with a 1/1.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of the other one that does that. That's pretty good.
Also,
What does Feign Death do?
Brings his creature back.
Bring it back, but I also cast a non-creature spell, so everyone will take 1.
Okay.
But the cool thing is, it's an ETB trigger too.
Yep.
So I get to.
So we all take 4. From the
Oh,
crypto.
right. From the
Right.
cryptids, yeah.
Oh, that's for everybody.
I've played Magic before, believe it or not.
Yeah, that. I'll hit the rat. In
Rat down.
exile. So
Right down.
Right down.
3. I get to keep one of these.
While he's thinking about that, I'm just curious to the chat what their favorite Commander Master's downshift is.
Alright.
There's a correct answer to that question, I think.
I can tell you what my favorite card is from that. I'm playing the colors.
That's already there.
Color, singular.
Or color. Hey, I got colorless too. Colorless is a color. No.
How many wastes are you running?
0.
Oh, okay.
I guess I'm wrong then.
That we'll put a
Fake colors.
The rocks that count.
and an island in my grave, and I pass turn.
Okay. Draw for turn. Just enough.
Just enough to play him again, huh?
Let's see the top of your library. Top
How many?
4. Top 4.
Top 4.
Yep.
TTB.
Yep.
That goes to the bottom.
Yep.
You get anything good?
Oh yeah.
Can I see it?
No. Pass.
I tried.
Scarecrow gave you his favorite downshift, it looks like.
Oh yeah. Oh, how do you say that?
Don't keep me in suspense. You're killing me.
Rapacious one is insane value, and I've already beat somebody with Goliath Sphinx.
Huh. Okay.
Interesting. Okay,
Night's
very
Whisper.
I would have guessed.
Draw card.
Ah,
Did I play land yet? I can't remember. If
I don't think
played
you
land.
did. No.
You immediately night was.
I don't think.
We assume you were searching
Give
for
my
that
permission to play another.
As long as you don't make me discard.
Man.
so for the people who don't know what Raptitious One does, it's whenever it does combat damage to a player, you create that many 0/1 colorless Eldrazi that you can sacrifice to add colorless to your mana.
That's pretty cool.
Huh.
Mnemonic Wall.
So you can do some cute stuff.
And he
with
said
that.
he beat someone down with Goliath Sphinx. What's that one do?
It's like a 8/5 flyer for
Get
7 or
Get
something.
back the
Okay.
Siphon Mind.
Let's see.
Is that the one I'm thinking of? That
That's
All right.
It's, for 2 blue
E of
and
your
5,
T. I'm gonna cycle
it's a
Wirewood
flying
Guardian.
Sphinx that is 8/7.
Oh, okay, yeah, nice. That's what I thought it was.
There's forest cycling, so I go find a forest.
I'm still learning all my commons, so I'm stuck in that mythic format Jalin was talking about.
Man.
And then if you would like to cut before my turn begins.
No, you did.
Okay. I'm gonna untap for turn. Just turn a bunch of stuff sideways again. Draw for turn. Okay. Play a forest. I'm just gonna smush this together at this point. Let's see. I don't know, that seems good.
let's play. An Ivy League, or an Ivy Lane Denizen, rather. 2/3. Whenever another green creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. And that is my turn. Go ahead.
Okay, 2 Tormenting Voice. Discarding. Be insane.
I should have asked, did you get all 32 of your cards?
I did.
Oh, nice. Okay. You got all 32 of his cards that you needed. That's pretty awesome.
Where were you able to find 32 cards on such short notice?
At RIW.
Let's turn them into
That's incredible.
correspondence.
Discard a card. And draw 2.
See, when I'm solo streaming, I play Arena, and when I'm playing Arena, I can, like, think through my plays out loud, and actually that's encouraged, right? Because, like, you want to engage with chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cannot talk about what I'm doing next turn with 3 real people sitting in front of me. Really hard
That's why
to
I'm like,
remember.
Just keep spawning your Eldrazi sticker and just giving me the thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'll pay 4 for Ardent Elementus.
Okay.
When it ETBs, I get to return target instance or sorcery from my graveyard to the hand.
Fantastic. I love that.
I'm going to respond by Nihil Spellbinding.
Okay.
Ooh. Good response.
Can I respond to the response of the
Did you pay the 1 to draw a card?
I did.
Okay.
So,
Just want to make sure you did
It's
that.
getting heated in here.
that is
Everybody take a breath.
The whole graveyard gone.
Man, whole graveyard gone. Oof.
Question is, do we have public enemy number 1 yet?
I don't know yet.
I don't think so. Though, these two are both kind of,
Us two?
yeah.
That's why we sat on this side of the table. But you are sitting in the winner's seat. Everyone that sat in that seat has won the game.
Okay, so don't worry.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming sooner or later, so it's fine. Yeah, we'll play this. We'll play Path of Ancestry tapped.
Seems good.
We go to combat, and I'm coming through your wall. He's
I'll
a
take it.
he's a 4/4.
I'll take 4 down to 17.
And it's 4 commander damage.
Yes.
So you can add more counters. Choose your sticker. Okay. There you go.
So go ahead.
I do believe that's a pass for me.
It's a pass.
Yes.
Draw for turn. Bazooka bought Brian's graveyard.
Ow.
Man, it's getting nasty in
Hey,
here.
you poked at my friend Jalin. I got to poke on you now.
Everybody,
Man.
please. Let's be friends.
That's why I'm no Jalen's friend. He's got the scary dragons. Well, not anymore.
Well, not yet, not anymore. How important is this?
I will play a persistent specimen.
Go on.
Busted.
I will also play from my graveyard, unearthed, unless you're gonna exile it.
No.
Okay. The Scrapwork Rager. He'll come back. It gains haste, and I get to exile at the beginning of the next end step, or if it would leave the battlefield, unearth. So I lose 1 life, and I draw a card. Sweet. Okay. We will go to combat since he's going to die.
I should hope so.
He will be exiled, death.
All right, Martin.
Hello.
You have a 2/2 Rager coming at you and Gonti coming at you.
I'll block the 2/2 with a 2/3,
All right.
and I take the commander damage.
So 2/3, right?
Yeah. All right.
Doesn't he get exiled when he dies?
Yes. Exile.
Judge?
Exile at the beginning of the next end step.
Oh, well, I mean, or when he dies,
Oh,
right?
when
Yeah. Or when he dies.
So someone's saying lose 1 life with a question mark?
Oh, me.
Can I make sure he doesn't miss his triggers or whatnot?
Your gaming
thanks,
tag is
Chad.
exactly what just happened to me. I'm Terrell Gamer number 2.
That benefited me, so thanks, Chad.
give Ryan a chuckle for the day. I will pass to Brian. Oh, and did you take the Gonti damage then?
I did. Yep.
So did you do your commander?
I did.
Okay, cool.
We're playing Island.
You said judge.
Judge?
Then I'm going to play a Demir Signet.
Switches on Judge.
Then I will Siphon Mind.
Cheeky fucker.
We
I have a
discard-
response to the Siphon Mind.
Sure.
I'm going to tap down to Death Denied for 2. Return X target creatures from your graveyard to your hand. I'm going to target Wirewood Guardian and Crozen Tusker. Does anyone have any responses to my response?
Nope.
Okay, so this resolves. Wirewood Guardian and Crozen Tusker go back to my hand. Just in time for me to discard Wirewood Guardian.
Everyone discard a card?
I'm going to discard a swamp.
And then I'll draw 3.
I guess I discard a swamp.
Good choice.
Yeah, right.
I'll play a Pristine Talisman. And I'll tap Pristine Talisman to gain a life and play Mana War.
Can I just point out that the person with all the talismans and signets in play is the person who convinced me to cut all the talismans and signets from my deck? I just wanted to take a second.
He wanted
there.
them all for himself.
I play like all the. Well, it's blue black. There's no other way to rent
Yeah.
mana. There's
Yeah,
no
fair
dwarfs
enough.
and no.
What's the
mana word?
Returns a creature to its owner's hand.
That's old school.
So I'm going to return the Corpse Appraiser.
Back to my hand.
The Game of Thrones is really nice right now. These two.
And all set for me.
Okay. Let's have up you draw.
And then the wall is only return something to you.
Jungle Hollow. And
Tap land.
1, 2, 4. Great. So I can leave Woodland Chasm open and play Crozen Tusker. When Crozen Tusker triggers Ivy League Denizens, so I'm gonna put a +1/+1 on it. Pass.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love the theme going.
Thank you. Do what I can.
Draw. I guess the first thing would be to ask if I'm allowed to play my commander, right?
I don't think anyone here can stop you. The one person who maybe.
The one person with blue mana is
Yeah.
all tapped out.
And because I am using Path of Fantasy Access,
For what it's worth, I do think it would be kind of rude.
so describe one. Okay. And then I get to target a creature in a graveyard.
I don't have any anymore.
I've got Wirewood Guardian, Spore Frog, and Devoted Druid.
I think we hit the Devoted Druid.
Yay. That's a good answer.
I think I hit the Devoted Druid on that one. So with that
Go
being
on.
said, I get to look at the top 3 of my card library. Right, that's 3. And then I get to put one in my hand and the rest in the grave. At the same time, I think. Shipwreck Dowser and a Demir Signet. Unfortunately, I did not do some stuff. So maybe suck it up and do that there. No. 2 for a Goblin Instigator. I get to create a Goblin token. Get to create a Goblin token. I am still talking low, aren't I?
My God, two creatures for the price of one.
No, you're doing better.
No,
you
you're
said.
doing fine.
Okay.
Actually, it's starting to pick up some of your murmur. So even though we couldn't hear you,
What a murmuring mystic. Also downshifted. Sorry. Casually had to slide that one in there.
That's the one that blows my mind. I cannot believe that's pauper legal. That's terrifying.
I can't wait to add that to this deck.
Please no. Hey, now you have tokens.
Oh, now I can't add it.
Don't need any attack check. I got blockers. That's good, right?
Yeah.
Alright. I think I will passively pass turn.
Are you scared?
A little
Is
bit.
the fear starting to set in?
Not gonna lie.
The creeping realization.
You said devoted druid. I'm like, wait a minute.
It's not. It's
That's
nothing.
like that's close to infinite mana. Hang
It's
on,
just-
because
no,
you're
it's-
pumping her up and
It's just
oh,
it's
man.
an elf. You tap it for
Honestly,
mana. It doesn't do
don't wanna-
anything weird. There's no combos.
I just don't want to keep up with the math with you.
Martin, Gotti coming at you.
Is that so? I think I take it.
Okay.
Any responses? Any weirdness?
No.
All right.
Pass.
Subtle.
I'm gonna ransack the laboratory
Sugoi.
and gain a life.
I think you should add some talismans back in your deck.
I mean,
You see how that worked for him.
he was right. There's really no reason to if you're in green. You can just run a bunch of sorceries
Yeah.
to find land, and that's almost strictly better. But
The only one I think you could probably run, I mean, it's not really a talisman, but hopefully Signet's in your deck, Arcane Signet.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have Arcane Signet and like Bonder's Ornament. But then the rest of it, I'd rather just run Into the North or a Mana Dork or, you know.
Yep.
Play Trinket Mage.
Does anything cool?
Searches for an artifact that costs 1 or less.
Soul Ring.
I was about to say, Judge. He's searching for Soul Ring.
I'm gonna get Everflowing Chalice.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what? I think I am running one of those actually.
But it still comes in. It goes to your hand.
It goes to my hand.
Okay.
You play a land for turn?
I did.
Thank you. Or well, that's an artifact. Darn it.
Yeah. A 0-cost artifact. He managed to swindle
Well,
into his
I don't know if
pocket.
he's going to get enough value out of it right now, is he?
Can't you tap it to uptick it too? No, that's just
It's
proliferating.
multi-kicker.
Yeah.
You could get some value out of
I'll
it.
tap it for 2.
Okay.
Then I'm all set.
Alright. No cleverness, no nonsense over here, so let's untap, upkeep, draw.
What is it?
Something you exile?
Play a forest.
Four-tail.
Oh, I forgot to pay the foretell cost.
1, 2, 3.
I forgot I did that.
It's just foretelling off to the left there, or
The
your right.
triumphant return
like
of Viconia,
turn 2.
who comes into play with a +1/+1 counter.
Okay.
And then.
So now, just
Mhm.
out of curiosity, you have the Ivy that's pumping, and now your commander that's pumping.
Yeah, so I have 2 different choices or sources of +1/+1 counters hypothetically.
Okay.
I have to do some math. Okay, no, you know what? I think it just makes sense. We're gonna tap 2. We're gonna tap 4. We're gonna play Evan Carr's Justice without the buyback. Does anyone have any responses?
What does it do?
Evan Carr's Justice deals 2 damage to each creature and player.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think I'm quite alright with this too.
Tick tick.
you know, I have to somehow figure out a way to rebuild my graveyard ring. That's it, 2.
You're welcome. Yes. And then I'm going to come at you with the Crozen Tusker, which is a 7/6.
Tragic slip.
Oh, tragic. Ooh.
You slipped on your way over there.
Right?
Yep. Minus
it's
13,
not-
minus 13.
It's not the cute anime tragic slip, so it doesn't matter.
No, it don't.
Okay.
I'm past the turn.
Tap upkeep. That damage counter's gone. Cool. That's good. Land turn.
That was a slight misplay there. I should have played the Viconia after the... It didn't end up mattering, but... Still need a dice over here to keep track of commander replies.
Yes. So this is just put up another blocker, right? 3. Pay 5 on cast. 5. I'll play Gary.
It's Gary for 4.
Gary for 3.
For 3.
Yes.
3.
That game.
Well, I think we have a clear villain now.
Whoa!
I've done nothing wrong. Just saving myself, right?
It's not a matter of moral judgment, it's a matter of utility, as Kant would have.
It's definitely interesting seeing how different Pauper Commander is from actual standard Commander.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Feels a lot slower.
Because the game's not over? Yeah.
Yeah, the game's not over.
Hey, to be fair, I like it this way.
Yeah.
I like interacting with people. Yeah. Because in a Commander, I feel like you want to just end the game, but for me, it's just like, this is nice. Like, you don't know the winner yet. This is the outcome.
There's like no cap on how,
Yeah.
or there is a cap on how powerful the cards can be. Whereas like regular Commander, it's always you're playing with the most pushed cards that exist, and this you're playing with capped cards.
I feel like there would be more table talk in Pauper Commander than there is.
There is.
Commander.
I was going to tell him to pick his Devoted Druid earlier, but Martin attacked me anyway, so I don't really care at this point anymore.
I think that everything's fair and balanced. There's like no real shenanigans.
I'm with you, Ryan. I like it interactive too. Ryan is one of the Pauper guys, Papa Pauper they call him.
Right.
He's got one of his channels on there, and he said in the chat that he likes it when it's interactive. He was just responding back to what Justin was saying.
Right.
When it's not interactive, he said it's solitaire.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll cop to being part of the problem, right? When I play regular EDH, my go-to deck is like Sithis stacks. So I'm looking to lock the board down on turn 1 or 2, and then goldfish into my combo before anyone can get out from under Null Rod or whatever.
And then someone said, Pauper Commander is the way EDH was meant to be played.
Yeah,
And I agree with him. He's right. That's how the guys originally made EDH.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so
Fair magic.
Cards together and
Boom, fair magic.
we talked about that with Dave on the show with Marcus.
I think I got a safe bet. Sure. Take a gander. I'll send Corpse Appraiser your way.
Block with Ivy League or Ivy Lane Denizen.
Bonk.
Cards that nobody wanted to play with.
Yeah.
And I will pass turn.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to sack my Blood Fountain to return 2 creatures from my graveyard to my hand.
Nice.
Seems okay.
Value.
Seems safe right now while the only person who has gotten rid of people's graveyards. It's
Yeah.
not able to do much.
Exactly. All right. So my targets were Stinkwitty
Got it.
and Diagraph Horde.
What made you that zombie?
Yeah.
Just in case.
Shoot. I'm gonna play Stinkwitty.
What was the other creature you got, Ben?
3,
The Diagraph Horde. Okay, whatever.
4.
When he deals
good enough.
combat to a player.
It pretty much has Death Touch. When it deals combat damage to a creature, they can destroy that creature.
Okay.
Justin, you played Gary. I'm going at you for 2.
Going at me for 2. I could potentially.
You know the Gary's still there, right?
Yeah, I know.
It's
Just
Death
checking.
Touch.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
Do have the Death Touch. And I played the Gary. Just enough to do that there. I'll block with Gary, but I do have a response. Supernatural stamina.
And I have a response to my Gonti dying. Fake your own death.
So he comes back.
He comes back, enters the battlefield. I create a treasure token, and I target Brian's
Wheels
top
within
four.
wheels.
That was the card I picked from you. Treasure token. I have one.
Everyone will take 3 as well.
Wait, so you used the card you got off Gonti to get a trigger to get a card for Gonti?
Yeah.
Okay.
I Gontied all the way. I told you he's the Lord of
That seems
Luxury.
fine.
He
Yeah.
likes it at Luxury.
But he does come back.
Yep. I think yours says tapped.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, mine does too.
Yep. Both of ours do.
Yes. So it's literally the same thing, just
Brian, I'm
different
taking
names.
that. These are going on bottom.
So you get a plus up. Now Gary's got done. The important thing is Gary re-entered, so everyone will take 3 and I gain 9.
Oh, son of a
Yep.
Pardon my language.
2, 3.
For all intents and purposes.
Sure.
So my Gary's a 4/4 now.
So in a sense, you helped me, I helped you.
Yeah. Again, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit my Bonder's Ornament for a card and
Okay.
And that only costs you 3 life.
Yeah.
What's my Bonder's Ornament?
draw for turn.
I'm getting value out of it. It's okay. I feel like though at the moment, I mean, it could be anyone's game, but I feel like you should be sitting
I'm gonna play
where Martin is. but-
Peregrine Drake.
Okay.
That Gary keeps coming back. It's
Untap my lands.
Stun one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play Displace, targeting Peregrine Drake and Mnemonic Wall.
Going infinite.
Hey, Jalin.
That's infinite.
Jalen,
What is this?
did you gain your 9 when you did Gary? You're lucky the chat mentioned it.
Exile up to 2. ETBs, untap 5 lands. Okay, so I will respond to
I
that.
figured you would.
Oh.
I'm gonna pay a blue. Give you a bird.
Raven.
What are you
form
targeting?
The Peregrine Drake.
before you do your combo.
Yes.
In response, I'll return Peregrine Drake and
And
something else to their owner's hand.
I
You want
will
to give me Gonti?
also
Target someone else?
I will also pay.
say yeah?
I'll respond to that,
Okay.
paying the treasure token to cast down the Peregrine Drake.
This is high.
I like it.
The game is not over.
I thought I was gonna see the end like I always do with this deck. So who did you bounce the second target?
This guy.
Okay.
I'll play Moldrick
Seems alright.
and get back the Displace with.
Isn't that Raven form a sorcerer? You said.
Oh shit.
Wait,
No,
is it?
oh yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, so we gotta back
So we
that
gotta
up.
back that up.
Backpedal.
So you do win.
So I do. Yeah, I got enough to win.
Well, So
You
I don't
can
know where I
cast
put that
down,
there.
though.
Hang on.
You can still cast down, but you have
I'll
to
cast down.
I had a bounce spell.
Yeah, so
And
you're
then
gonna
he
get your bounce
bounced.
off instead.
Yeah, so game over. Who said that?
Hang on. What did I play? So I played the cast.
Thank you, Ryan.
So I played the. So this is untapped, and I did the cast down.
Don't forget Gatorade, who actually
Oh, was it
pointed that out
Gator
first.
base?
Yeah.
Whew.
Oh, I think you did get. I don't have another black source.
At least we can chat with the chat now.
Yeah, because I did that there.
Brian,
Now that this pesky,
Finally got one.
now that this pesky game of Magic is out of the way.
you sure you didn't swap seats?
If I had the black mana.
Oh, that's a sorcery too.
Oh well.
So I've got the combo
You got it.
is for anybody watching the stream or the video. The combo is I can blink 2 creatures. I blink Peregrine Drake and Mnemonic Wall, which means that when the Drake comes back, I'll untap 5 lands, and when the wall comes back, I'll get back Displace, which creates infinite mana. Because I can do it infinitely, and I had a Mole Drifter
And I
in my
think if I
hand, so
would've
that'll
done
allow
that,
me to draw my whole deck.
Well, you know what, Brian? I'm just gonna darkness myself and just put my deck away.
Fair enough.
I've been holding
And
that
if
for
I
a
would have
while.
known that wall was part of that, I probably would have hit that on my turn like ages ago. Are we doing this again?
No, I had a Evan Carr's Justice is what I took from Brian, but that's a sorcery, so you can't touch that.
Well, yeah.
Ooh, my guy or my Gray Merchant was coming up. Well. So what do we think of the game, guys?
Oh, it was pretty fun. But I'm gonna do it again. This one hurt. This one hurt a little bit. There's my graveyard that was exiled. Ugh.
Ryan was saying you also have Baleful Strix. You can just flicker that infinite and link to it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I love that little bird.
That was the part of that.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, I need to keep score on how many times you've done that to me, and guess play a different deck.
I think like 3 times.
Okay.
I think I've only won 3 times against you with this deck.
Well, to be fair, I think twice was the elf deck, and I don't have a lot of removal on a stick in that deck.
And whose fault is that, Elf?
Well, I don't know.
Elf ball.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
So pretty cool game today.
Yeah,
A lot of
That
cool
was pretty solid. That was
cool
pretty
decks.
fun.
I like playing this format. I like the way that the games like take a little bit longer to get
Yeah.
going.
Mm-hmm.
There's not the super fast acceleration where everybody's kind of like dropping into the game on going for the win on like turn 4 or turn 5.
That was fun.
Yeah, I'm just glad that
Really
this
sitting there
deck,
thinking about
the
it.
bare bones that was Nezumi Grave Robber, actually worked out a lot better this time, I think.
Well, I think it's just a stronger general.
Yeah, I think so too.
Did you just switch the commander on an existing deck?
No,
Oh, okay.
I actually went through and
I was impressed with your corpse appraisal.
Oh yeah, me
It was
too.
really good.
That was awesome.
I was hurt about the graveyard exile, but it's okay.
So
And the
the
whole-
whole grabbing graveyard removal.
The whole time I'm like, man, I should really just blow this up because it's a commander, but you want to recast this.
Oh, I have all the feint spells that you have in this deck. So I was like, oh, I just get an extra one of the same one I already have in my deck, no problem. That's why I took that from you. I wanted to target you, but you had a lot of stuff that interacts with your cards, and I didn't really want to do that because +1s aren't going to kill Gandhi. It's just going to make them stay alive a lot longer.
Yeah.
Right.
If I wanted to like do any removal spells or net spells or anything
I
like
thought
that.
about hitting your enchantment. I was like, it's not really.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
And it was,
Yeah.
and I've played against you before when I had that Eldrazi mono white life gain deck. That was an interesting match. I mean, I played that 600 times because I didn't have my pauper decks with me, but and I did Brian's unicorn deck very bad, but yeah, that was a fun game too. But yeah, this was a fun game.
That was fun.
Yeah. I'm glad you built your deck. You had
Man,
all
what are you
32
talking
cards.
about,
I didn't have to
right?
lend you one. This is
Man.
good. Everyone has a deck.
You
for a
just
change.
have another deck now.
Yeah, I
You
sure
can
do.
play anytime
I'm gonna play
you
regular
call for
commander with it. Go play regular commander with it.
Yeah. What was so what did you guys like out of the cards that you guys seen played?
Today?
Yeah.
I like Corpse Appraiser as a commander. That's something I wouldn't have considered, honestly, and it seems really sharp.
Yeah.
It's card advantage, it's graveyard removal, it's a
think-
good body.
That new Capenna set's really awesome. Really good. Yeah, it was really fun to draft.
I got a Ginny Fae.
Nice.
Listen.
Okay.
Ginny Fae Commander.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I mean, my sliver deck is Rocco from that set, so Marcus played that in the 1K.
Yeah, Rocco is really good. Also have that in Ginny Fae. It's a good tutor.
Really, you drew a lot of cards too, which was sweet.
Yeah.
And I interacted with your
that.
hand a lot because
Yeah,
that
you
made you
did.
discard
lot of lands.
3 cards, and I stopped your you from bringing a spell back from the graveyard with the spell bomb. You still had a grip full of
Just
cards
kidding,
the
he's
whole
not
game.
dead.
Yeah,
That was cool.
I saw that. I was like, that's a problem, but it's at instant speed. I can't do nothing about it. Should have been like a counter spell somewhere, but didn't have it in hand.
Right.
Because I knew as soon as he saw somebody was about to go search for something in the graveyard, I'm gonna just exile graveyard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Ryan, you want to talk some downshifts?
Yeah, let's talk about some downshifts, and I want to interact with the chat a little bit and ask that question we asked earlier because it looked like Ryan didn't get a chance to get in for that question. But some of the downshifts that we were looking at from Commander Masters. I mean, Gatti, let's start with him. I mean, he's my commander now. I mean, who would have thought 6 months ago, or more than that now, what are we talking, almost a year ago you and I started doing?
Yeah,
I would say,
it's been almost a year.
yeah, that we've been doing Pauper Commander. Who would have thought one of the stars from Marin came to play, you know, in Pauper Commander? That's just awesome, just right off the back there. Downshifting with an uncommon there. I have a whole list of hot Pauper downshifts here in front of me that I've pulled up. You know, one of the ones that we were all talking about was Dread Return. I know you guys were talking about some synergy with that earlier. If you want to talk a little bit about that.
It's just a super powerful card. It's like banned in other
think we
formats.
all
It's so
had it.
powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all. I have one in my
All of us
deck.
had it. I know it's
You
one
got
in
Dread
there.
Return?
Yeah.
I have one too.
Yeah.
You got one too? Do you get it?
I don't, but I probably should.
You want to see
I
mine?
don't have one, but I probably could.
Ooh, there's a fancy one.
Yeah, there's a fancy one from Commander Masters.
Very cool.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
I think I might have got that.
Pull that bad boy up for us,
Yeah.
if you don't
One of the
mind.
things I really enjoy about playing
Commander Masters alternate art Dread Return.
Pauper formats, including Pauper Commander, is like whenever there's a new set, like just looking for the new commons or
Yeah.
a master set or like a Horizon set or whatever, if they do downshifts.
Yeah.
Like getting to watch the downshifts. Like that's like my favorite part of spoiler season is
Oh,
like
yeah.
seeing what the downshifts are and what the new commons are.
It's not just Dread Return either. They also reprinted Lotleth Giant and
Yeah.
Phyrexian Gargantua and Mire Triton all at the same time. It's like they're, hey, you want to do Reanimator?
That
Hey,
sounds like
hey,
a Pauper deck.
right?
You want to bring Jalin into Pauper Commander?
Mine's not as cool.
Oh,
you know.
it's still Dread Return
Yeah,
now.
it's
I
still
mean,
Dread Return.
it's still from the set.
Yeah.
Here, let's pull up Dread Return onto the screen so everyone can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, please.
This is the art.
Yeah, that's the cool art that I pulled. I drafted that one.
Don't look at my card.
And it's actually kind of cool. I mean, we talked about it a little bit earlier. What I really enjoyed about this set is I sat down at 3 different drafts. I drafted 3 different cool commanders that I've never played before. 2 3-color commanders, 1 Boros commander, right? And I was sitting there, and I blame the PDH guys for this, and I blame Brian and myself for getting into Pauper Commander, but I'm
I
sitting there
get blamed
drafting.
for everything here.
You know
huh?
what? You won, so I can blame you. So I'm sitting there drafting, and I'm like, oh, that's a cool common. Well, that's a cool common. And I'm thinking to myself, oh man, all those guys converted me. So do I want to put these cool commons in my regular commander deck and just play them later? Oh, value. Look at that. Now I have to buy them. So like Dread Return, I put it off to the side. I hate drafted a couple just so I can have some, you know, for my collection. I was like, I don't want you to have that tragic slip. No, I'm putting it over here. It's slipping over here, you know. So I'm like, I'm sitting. So
Slip it off to the side.
exactly, and I have my little screen that I'm looking at now pulled up. About what's all the downshifts that I can kind of over here, free drafts, right?
Right.
I mean, I feel like I paid like $50 or $40 per draft, but it's like, man, at that point I could have bought the entire deck, but I just wanted extra cards, and it was fun. And that was
So
fun.
what other was Dread Return? What other downshifts did you have in your deck today
So in my deck,
from Commander Masters?
I had Drought in Sorrow.
Drowning Sorrow is a sweet one.
That's a nice little sweeper. Gives you a nice little scry engine afterwards. Legion Vanguards in the deck. That was one from, I believe, Ixalan or Rivals of Ixalan. This guy here, you can sacrifice a creature for 1, and then he explores. So that was pretty cool. So I can put some stuff in the grave. Some more cards that were in there. Mire Triton, that was a really fun one that I put in the deck. It enters the battlefield, I mill 2 cards, and I gain 2 life. So put some more stuff in the grave, right? Let's see here.
So you mill yourself.
Mill yourself, get some value.
And you get a blocker with
Yeah.
that touch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like a reanimator staple, right?
Yeah, Felwar Stone got reprinted again, and it looks sweet. I think I showed Brian and you guys earlier the reprint and how the borderless looks awesome.
Those borderless cards from Commander Masters are pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really are.
Let me see here. What else did we get from that set? That I know we already talked about a handful of them.
We're looking for another card.
Here we go. Demon's Disciple. One of the stars in Marin also returns to common. Demon's Disciple is just amazing. It enters.
Ask me if that's in here.
Is that card in your deck, Jalin? Okay.
Of course.
But what's cool is there's no common Planeswalker, but I will tell you, if there was, you wouldn't keep it because this also sacks a Planeswalker.
Yes.
I need one of those for my Baleful Strix deck.
Yes, you do.
You were the only one who got to play my Fleshbag Marauder today.
Yeah.
Then you turn around and exiled it.
Yeah, and that's some good cards I feel like were reprinted.
It's like the most work that Fleshbag Marauder has had, and I didn't do anything with it.
You're welcome for piloting it. Let's talk about also Nadier's Nightblade. I really like this card. I run it in my regular EDH Negan deck, my Treasures Matter. Whenever a token you control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. With all your treasures you were making,
it's a Mirkwood Bats.
is that in there?
Yeah, they're both in there.
Mirkwood Bats better be in there from Lord of the Rings.
they're both in there.
Okay. Yeah, so that's another good one that got downshifted. Price on that card, I'm surprised. I haven't looked at it lately, but when I first got one before it got reprinted, it was like $3 for an uncommon, and I was like, wow, that's pretty expensive. No, that'd been cool if you would have ran it as your Pauper Commander, because it's an uncommon, but, make a bunch of treasure theme, that'd be kind of cool. Let's go up to white, All That Glitters. We were talking about that earlier. All That Glitters. That card did awesome for me in draft. It let me kill 2 people in the draft I was playing with Commander Masters. Generous Gift.
Generous Gift was the one that I was really surprised to see. That one will definitely go in my Unicorn deck.
Yeah. One card that really did a lot of work was Filigree Attendant. That card was blowing me out of the water in that game because the guy was playing Eldrazi artifacts. But he had a ton, because you can have more than one in Commander Masters. If you draft one of the same card, you can play those in your Commander deck. And the guy had a play set in his deck.
Wow.
He
And
managed
that
to draft
thing,
the play
he
set.
drafted a play set. No one was playing artifacts.
And that's why.
He was playing the big common Eldrazi's, and he was playing that, and he just made a artifact Eldrazi deck, and it was just stellar to see.
That's really cool.
Let's see what we got else here.
Murmuring Mystic.
Murmuring Mystic. I was getting to that next because that's something that Brian really wanted, to talk about, because you want to put finally tokens in Baleful Strix.
Finally a token generator in Baleful.
Yeah.
That card's just so powerful, and everyone kind of saw the Strix deck. It just plays so many cantrips and ways to trigger that flying token ability.
One card that did well for me in red, because I drafted Boros, right? And it wasn't this guy here. It was Sulphurous Blast. That's a common.
Yeah, that card's awesome.
He deals 2 damage to each creature and each player, and if you cast the spell during your main phase, it deals 3 damage to each creature and each player instead. Now that card is also an instant.
Yeah.
So that just makes it even better, right? And that card for me during the draft won me another game. almost. I mean, I didn't win the game, but I beat a player, I should say, because I came in second most of the drafts that I was doing. But I can tell you that some of these cards are just powerful in this format. If we see them play,
That's multiple sweepers downshifted, actually.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
I'd say Gutter Snipe was pretty awesome to see. People were playing that and using him.
Yeah.
And it was just interesting to see people use that card. And I saw a guy like 3 of them in his deck. And I'm just like, no wonder why you drafted all the instants and sorceries.
Right.
And then Dwarven Hammer was kind of cool because I played Boros Equipment. So as soon as it came out, it became a 2/1 Red Dwarf Berserker. And it equips to the Berserker, so it essentially becomes a 5/1
Right.
for 3.
So is it like a living weapon?
It's not really a living weapon, but it just becomes a token equipment, pretty much. But you can, when the Berserker dies, you still got your artifact, right? So that's what's kind of cool about the equipment deck. But yeah, those are a lot of the artifacts and creatures and spells that I found interesting that have downshifted. We talked about probably every color except green. One thing that Brian and I were talking about, actually, I seen someone use this against me. They were playing a Tatiova deck. It was Crash of the Rhino Beetles. This thing is trample. It's a 5/5. It gets 10/10 for as long as you control 10 or more lands.
Jesus.
That thing, now being downshifted, was ridiculous. And the guy with the Tatiova deck had 2.
Wow.
So
And didn't that one start as a rare?
yes,
So that's rare to
in a
common.
commander deck.
Yeah.
Yes.
To common.
It's it's downshifted to
Unrelated, asking for a friend. Is Fling a common?
Yes.
I
yes.
believe so.
Just
Yeah.
checking. Okay.
You got a deck idea now?
That's funny because that's segueing
10 lands. Here's a
something
10,
I was
10
thinking
Yeah.
about.
at you.
So let's ask the chat. Is there anything that you liked about our match, or any Commander Masters cards that you guys have kind of liked a little bit here?
So who are you building next? Everybody.
Yeah, that's
Man, I have
I'll
no
wait for
idea.
chat to actually give any answers to the question.
that's fine. Yeah, we can ask that. Who am I going to build next?
What would I go next?
Who'd you build next?
I'm going to make the the Dimir Zombie deck. I'm going to really go that route.
Who are you gonna play as the general?
Diregraph Captain.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm going Diregraph Captain.
That's a spicy one. I like that.
I think I'm gonna do his theme. Use a background grave pack, but I haven't picked the
There's
foreground
some
yet.
really interesting and usable backgrounds
Yes.
that people are sleeping on.
I'm gonna do a background. I don't think I should do just mono black.
No, yeah, I think you definitely should mix it up a little bit.
I think if I was to ever get into Pauper Commander, the first one I would probably do would be Sir Conrad.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
Conrad.
Aristocrats
That is cool.
solid deck.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've had some pretty interesting games with him, just in standard Commander, where in my deck, I just want to sack my stuff and bring it back. And my opponent across from me just wanted to sacrifice everyone's stuff, including his own, to buff up his guys. So he would do some board wipes and stuff. My guys would be safe,
Yeah.
and it would end up backfiring on him, where he gets 8 damage just from Sir Conrad itself.
Right.
I think that
Right.
game, I was up at 50 at the time, and then everyone else was at like 10, 15, just because of Sir Conrad and him blowing everything up over and
Yeah.
over and over.
Remind me, does commander damage have to be combat damage?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
It does
just checking.
now.
Or it'd make Nekusar busted in regular.
Right.
I was gonna
Yes.
say unless it's a planeswalker. Wait, no, planeswalkers is the same thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, back in the day, it used to be if the creature itself did damage in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
It's like Niv Mizzet, what used to be a
Easiest
commander.
infinite in the world. Yeah.
However, you could turn Gideon into a creature and go
There
with
it
that.
is. There
That's
you
how you go
That's
combat
how
damage
you
with
do
the
it. I
planeswalker.
forget. Yeah, I just went through that
Yep.
too over the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Gideon.
Yep. Gideon would be your commander end all damage there.
Play the guy with all the
So
Gideons
we
in
got
his deck.
Drax goes face.
Oh, we didn't mention Goreclaw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was saying
Goreclaw.
Goreclaw. Oh,
Yeah.
Goreclaw's good, and he just played. And Popper Ryan over there, he just played a Goreclaw deck live on a stream yesterday, and he kicked total butt on there. I watched some of the clips and stuff at work today, and if you guys aren't familiar with Goreclaw is awesome.
The bear?
Yes.
Yes.
He's downshifted.
Yeah.
He's in my Joda deck.
Goreclaw says. Actually, I don't know. I might build that next. Now that he reminded me. Creature spells you cast with power 4 or greater cost 2 less to cast. Whenever Goreclaw Terra of Kwalsama or Sisma attacks, for each creature you control with power 4 or greater, it gives +1/+1 and gains trample till end of turn.
Yeah.
And the creature is a 4/3 for 4.
Crazy downshift.
Seems good.
I know Jax is saying that the 2 cards he's excited for are Dread Return and All Deck Glitters.
Yes.
His two.
I'm terrified of all the glitters.
It's strong.
Is there like a Boggles or Enchantress list somewhere
Yes.
in there, do you think?
While
has to be
running the Pauper stream, which happens every Wednesday, quick little throw in for that.
Yeah.
Last week we had someone come in with a Boggles deck that had, I think, a playset of All Deck Glitters in there.
Fancy.
Turn 3 was like 9-10 damage.
Yeah,
right out
that's
the gate.
terrifying. Yeah.
It's a terrifying.
Start with 30, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
I mean, in Pioneer, when they first brought it back, I was playing an equipment deck with all that glitters, and it was slapping.
It's a
So,
scary little card because people don't seem to also realize it's not just the enchantments, it's also any artifact you have on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have an artifact deck and you play all that glitters, they're like, oh, wait a second, every single artifact you have is now going to be another 1/1 to that creature.
Yeah.
And that gets big fast.
Yep.
It'd be good with Astrolabe if that was legal. Because what isn't good with Astrolabe?
is it illegal in Pauper Commander?
Non-snow covered lands. So, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another thing I forgot. And just got mentioned, it also counts for all tokens that you make too. So if you have a token,
Treasure token.
treasure token, food
God.
tokens,
Yeah,
blue,
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
of those artifacts,
Yeah.
those add up.
Yep. Very cool.
I'm working on 5-color gates using Sphinx of the Guild Pact for PDH.
Okay.
I have no idea if it's good or not, but I'm gonna build it and we're gonna find out the hard way.
That's what I'm talking
sounds
about.
That's the spirit, man.
Right?
Boom.
Yeah.
I think one of the things for deck building on Pauper is you find hidden gems, right?
Oh yeah.
Mystic Sanctuary is probably by far one of the coolest
Yes.
lands I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really good.
You should play it in all mono blue decks.
Yes.
Yes.
I planned on it because it's like
Definitely.
a nickel.
Yes. It's a nickel and it does a lot of fun
It does
stuff.
a lot.
Yep. Very cool.
Powerful card for sure.
Yes.
Yep. It's in my copy deck.
Didn't they get banned in some
I
format?
don't like how that sounds.
Yeah.
Formats?
Yeah, well,
Was it
I
Legacy?
haven't played that
Modern?
against you yet.
I think it's banned in Pauper.
Is it banned in Pauper? Oh, that would make sense. Yeah.
And I think it might be banned in Modern as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's a really easy enabler for some infinites.
Mm-hmm.
There were definitely some infinite Ghostly Flicker decks with that. And
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What do you think, Brian? You want to wrap it up?
I think it's time to wrap.
All right, man.
Want to thank our guests, Martin and Jalin.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Pleasure
man.
to be here, man.
Playing.
thank
it was
you.
fun playing with you guys.
Yeah.
Always
Nice
nice.
to meet you. Nice to play with you.
too,
Hopefully
man.
we get to do it again, right?
Yeah.
You want to send us off with your?
I'm gonna try this time.
tagline?
I
is there-
think I'm
is
gonna
there a
go this
song?
way this time. No, there's no song. I'm not gonna sing. I'm a bass player. I'm a bard. I don't sing. Okay. So, for me, and this is for everyone out there, Magic is not about winning. It's about the friends we meet on the battlefield and when we leave that battlefield. Sorry about your face over there. Hey, let me change that. EDH
Okay.
should not be about
There we go.
winning. It's about the friends you make on the battlefield
Yes.
and taking them with you when you leave that battlefield.
That's a noble sentiment, and I'm really glad you feel that way.
Yeah.
And with that, thanks everybody for tuning in, and I'm going to take my W.
Yes. You had to rub it in before I left. Had to rub it in. Good afternoon. Good night.